Space trucking has never been taken quite so literally. Here you drive, or perhaps should we say fly, rocket-powered big rigs through space. A marvel of technology and design then, and you set out to conquer the celestial highways. Not only does the game feature a massive amount of space travel and, well, hauling cargo from A to B, but also features multiple missions, EVA, and much more. There's a free demo available right now as a part of Steam Next Fest, so you can download that through the link in the video description. If you like travelling through space then, hauling cargo, trading and all that great stuff that's been popularised by many other space games such as Elite Dangerous and many others, then this could well be your cup of tea. The game's core then revolves around hauling cargo and completing various missions across the galaxy. These tasks range from fuel-hungry long hauls to perilous deliveries that challenge both skill and nerve. Now each successful job translates into cash, and that unlocks new content. Gradually you can spend other skill points to unlock other missions, and this really does expand the player's reach and capabilities along the galactic map. The star of the show, of course, though, is your big rig, and this in many ways feels more like a simulation in, well, a lot of different ways. You have full control over a whole variety of different aspects of the different panels inside your ship. The game makes clear just how extensive your full interaction over your ship actually goes though. Immediately you have to get up out of your seat, equip your spacesuit and go EVA in order to conduct some repairs to the hull. And this really does give you a nice taste of just how extensive the whole coverage of the game goes. Now EVA works pretty nice. If you're used to EVA in any other space games, you'll be very familiar with this. The space key moves you up, the shift key moves you down, and then WASD to move around on those various axes. Q and E rotate you. In case you're wondering, this doesn't have full Newtonian physics. The moment you release the key on your direction, you'll lose momentum and eventually come to a full stop. It kind of feels like having a flight assist mode on. Back inside your cab, you have control over the ship's power and various other aspects of it as well, such as the CB radio stations through which you can actually listen to music. And on a more serious functional note, you'll have to keep your eye on other ship's systems such as gravity, oxygen and fuel. All of these are essential to completing a successful haul. Now the game does have a really nice and pretty satisfying upgrade system. Auto shops scattered across the galaxy allow players to enhance and modify their trucks. And these improvements are not just cosmetic, they unlock new, often dangerous areas to explore. And just as with the skill system, it will eventually allow you to conduct better missions. So essentially, when you start off, you'll be doing short-haul missions, but eventually you'll be able to conduct long-haul missions, dangerous missions, missions where you transport very valuable or fragile cargo, and many more options besides. As you can see, your rig hauls trailers and you need to move these from A to B. That includes docking them and unhitching them, then moving to a new location and hitching up with a new trailer before taking that to the new location. And this can be in a completely different star system. Now, getting from A to B is a very fun mishmash of space travel and highway travelling. Scattered throughout whichever sector you're in, there are a number of highways, and you'll need to follow your way along these in order to get from A to B. Well, I kind of say you need to. That is generally the safest and most efficient way to do it, but you can cut corners and completely avoid the highways, but you're very likely to end up smashing into space junk. I tried this out and ended up more or less completely trashing my truck. So yeah, you need to be careful, and this really does emphasize yet again that Star Trucker places a significant emphasis on resource management and maintenance. Players must keep their truck's systems functional, managing aspects like gravity compensators, climate control, and hull integrity. At one point, my gravity generators completely failed, and this meant that all the objects within inside my cabin started floating around the cabin, causing, well, a few problems, shall we say. Now, despite the freedom and adventure that Star Trucker offers, it's not without its challenges. The game does strike a balance between the inertia of spaceflight and the weighty feel of a big rig. And this caught me out more than a few times, especially when it came to docking with the trailers or unhitching them. It looks then as though when the game finally releases, there's going to be a whole load of options here, and you're going to be able to spend a whole lot of time on these interstellar highways. The demo, meanwhile, allowed you to level up just 3 times, and that seems to be the conclusion of the demo, but there's enough here to really get a feel for what Star Trucker is going to be like when it finally releases. We can see from the space map, the galaxy map, that there's a whole bunch of different sectors and zones to travel to. And meanwhile, the skill chart really does suggest that there's going to be plenty to sink our teeth into. The missions themselves are pretty much what you'd expect from a cargo haul-in. Need to pick up cargo from point A and take it to point B. But it does come with some problems here. Sometimes you need to be extremely careful with that cargo or need to deliver it within certain time frames. Now, if you become a bit of a dangerous driver or if you crash into things, you will end up getting money deducted from the final payment. And that means you might not necessarily make a profit for your haul, especially when you factor in the purchase of fuel. Star Tracker then is a very unique take on that, well, somewhat cliche and niche part of space games, cargo haul-in. It's an odd approach because it's one of those things that when you look at it, it simultaneously makes complete sense, big trucks and big rigs in space, but at the same time just seems completely and utterly bizarre and unrealistic. Yet, as a game, it works very, very well. The fact it's available right now as a free demo on Steam really is a no-brainer then. You've got nothing to lose for trying this out, so why not check out that link in the video description. Meanwhile, take a look at these other videos on the screen right here. I'll catch you next time.